Good evening, StreamYard and YouTube fans. This is Philip Reynolds. Tonight, I'm just going to kind of give a response to Rob's video last night. And Rob, I'm with you and behind you 100%. Anything I can do, just let me know. I like to support and advance those people that, excuse me a second, gotta take my shoe off. I like supporting and trying to advance those people that help me out a lot. And I know that's been you and Chris and Al Red Sox fan. And I get on ID Jester and his cards and being a Cards fan and that, I hope he realizes and I know that there's some other people that like Yankees and stuff like that. And yeah, there's baseball teams that I don't like, but then there are times when there are certain Yankee players that I do like. DiMaggio was one, and people that really kind of gave to the game. The one program note that I have is when I get my strat game sometime this week or next week, is the project that I had set for APA, which was to take two teams and go 10 games in one and 10 games in the other. Nobody really gave me any feedback on that, but Chris gave me some info, and I think the best thing to do is I'm going to move it to strat, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the 1941 Yankees versus the 1969 Reds. Those are two of the sets of the box that he gave me last week, and he told me that the 41 was when DiMaggio had his streak, and we all know that Rose, his streak was I think it was in 78. So the closest I have to that would be the 69 set that he just gave me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a DiMaggio versus Rose type thing, and the idea is still the same. I'm going to have the same lineups and the same pitchers through all 20 games. 10 will be in New York and 10 will be in Cincinnati. I don't know. I'm going to have to roll to see where they're going to play. But not only is the idea of are the outcomes going to be the same, but the other thing I want to see is, will DiMaggio have a longer hitting streak, or will Rose have the longer hitting streak? And what I want to do is, it's initially just going to be 20 games to see the pitching stuff, but I want to try to continue it until either DiMaggio or Rose don't have a hit for a particular game. Will they be able to do 20? I don't know. It could be over game one for all I know. But my name is Philip Reynolds. If you have any ideas or comments, you can email me at spearprey64@gmail.com. Please subscribe and turn on notifications to my channel. This is a response to Rob looking for I don't what is it? He's looking for sponsors. So I'm I would have to say that, I've been giving you shout outs and that this and that already. You know, half the games that I own I've got because of you or Chris or somebody suggesting it. Uh, and Rob seems to be the one that turns me on to new games like Glory Days Boxing, uh, like the Red, White, and Blue Racing. The next one I want to get is the History Maker Golf. Uh, I do have Appa Golf, and I do want to do a little project with that soon. Um, and that's kind of what I want to do. Is I want to uh, Appa Chatter gave me the Metro course a while back, and I just haven't gotten around to playing it. But what I want to do, I think, is I'm not sure how many par threes there are on that course, but I want to play all the par threes on that particular course and take like four golfers and see who gets the best score type thing. Um, and But there is one suggestion I have for Rob with regards to Red, White, and Blue Racing. It's something that I thought of just recently, and that's the idea of when you get to. I mean, we're only doing in the YouTube Race League. We're only doing 15 laps, and I know that in some of those stock car races, what they do in those short track events is they get to the middle of the race and they'll pit like we do now around lap 7 or 8. And what they do is they flip the field around. And I think that's about the only thing that Rob's missing in his YRL is the idea of they flip the field around halfway through. The only exception, I think, the only fair exception to that is that if you are in a wreck or get put back to the back of the field in lap 7 in that pit lap, then you stay in the back of the field. It's basically it would basically be then if you have 39 drivers and say four went to the back, well the car 35 or 34 would then be the number one, and then those four drivers that went to the back would stay in the back. And the other thing I thought of when I was going home is the idea that you would do a check almost like when you move cars up to see if they can go in front of somebody. You could do that as well and kind of fill in from the front. I mean, from the back to the front exactly, and then that way, it's not necessarily the last person is first. Then you would basically roll to see who gets the pole position, but you'd be going from the back to the front in order to see who places where. Um, my video content, like always, is meant for adults. This is not to be kid friendly or family. Hey Al, good to see you. That is my StreamYard link. If you ever want to get on or join me in the broadcast studio, just I'll post the link or ask me for the link, and there it's at. But I'm just kind of tonight. I'm gonna, I'm not gonna do a fight. I'm I'm doing a lot better. I had we had our monthly men's meeting at church, and I'm feeling a lot better. I'm not in as much pain. I've been in a lot of pain since Tuesday this week, and tonight after church service. I got prayed for and everything, and I'm not feeling as much pain now, which is good. And I just wanted to come on and tell Rob basically that I'm behind him. I don't mind uh, promoting the things that he does because he's been there for me. And same with you, Al, and same with Chris and that. And I saw that football game that you did, and I came in like at the 2 minute mark, and when I saw the Chargers get that touchdown, I said, "This looks like the Bengals all over again." And it turned out exactly to be exactly like that game. Um, yeah, it was. I thought it was hilarious and funny, but that was a very good football game. And believe it or not, Al, I think I like you doing football better than I do baseball because when you do your football, I don't know why, but you sound like Howard Cosell. I mean, it's goofy, but when you do your football, you sound like Howard Cosell, and I love it when you do your strat baseball. I know that you just started. You thought you was going to win. It was one of those. As soon as I saw it and came in, I said, I know what's going to happen here. um, but I know that there's people that I want to have on my show. Al is one of them because he does such a great job with everything that he does. I want to talk to Anthony from Glory Days Boxing. I want to interview him. Um, I would like to get ID Jester on here, and me and him play Strat or Rapper or whatever. His cards maybe versus my Reds or Astros, something like what I did with Chris. Uh, okay, yeah, I got the okay. There's my link right there. I'm switching it to two persons right now. Um, but what I really want to do for me is I want to learn more the camera techniques I can do to make this more viewer friendly or better quality video for the viewers in that. Um, because I only have two cameras, and I I would have to let me switch. Okay. Now I'm showing you, but my cameras look like this, guys. I basically have small tripod mount cameras, and that's what I have. Um, and these cameras were like $30 a shot. So they're not high tech stuff. It's not high tech stuff that equipment that I have. It's generic, pretty much low end generic stuff. Um, but what I need is more camera technical know how to make things better. Um, I mean, I tried to do the learn the. I couldn't even figure out the OBD or OBS stuff at all. It was just I I couldn't figure it out. Whereas StreamYard, it's like do this and this and boom, I'm I'm on, and after I don't even have to post it to YouTube. StreamYard automatically posts it. You know, um, And that's why at the end of my videos, uh, let's see, at what is it? Uh, yeah, I just like the fact that it automatically uploads it to YouTube and stuff like that. Um, but I've loved games ever since I was, you know, 12. My dad taught me cribbage, and I will have to say, when I was growing up, I was the guy that that I came up with the game. A lot of times, I would be the one that came up with the games and created rules and this, that, and the other thing. And I think when I think of home rule games, you always think of Monopoly because, in all honesty, if you play Monopoly the way it's supposed to be played and intended to be played, free parking is just that. It's free parking. It's not that when you land on it, you get whatever money's in the put in the center of the pot, because that was somebody's like home rule that they started, and it just seems like everybody now uses that to where all the bills and all the fines and all that go in the center, and then if you land on it, you get the kitty, so to speak. And the other one I know of is that if you land on go, not just pass go, but if you land on go, you get uh, double. Instead of collecting 200, you collect 400. Those are the two home rules that I know that a lot of people play by. Oh, it's not okay. I'm sorry. I'll repost it. Um, that's that's it. Yeah, that's the same link that I have there, but that's the link. Um, but I think when I can afford it, and it'll probably be a while. My next game that I want to get is the History Maker Golf, because I mean it looks easier than the app of golf. Don't get me wrong, the app of golf has like a it's like basically pretty much grid, and you hopefully Al will be joining us here shortly. Let me get this banner off. That banner. Yeah. Uh, uh, I don't know how to. I don't see how to. I'm not sure how to delete this particular post now. I deleted my banner. I got that, but I don't know how to delete that specific post, because it's basically saying put user in timeout or block user. I'm not sure exactly what I'm doing there. So I'm kind of waiting here to see if Al comes on or not. In the chat link, delete the link. Yeah, I trying to do that, but I don't know. I don't know. This is because. Oh, hey Al.
Hello. I just have to mute you. Hold on a second. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. In the it's cutting me off.
Because when I highlight it in my chat,
Make me a mod for a second. Then you can get rid of me if you want.
Make you a mod. Oh
yeah. Go next to my name.
Yeah.
And then you you click on the 3 buttons.
Yeah. It says ban from studio or kick from studio.
Oh, never mind then. In YouTube, you could make me a mod. What happens, Philip? If you leave that there, anyone can join the stream.
Yeah.
You kind of don't want that when you're doing it's up to you. I mean, it's.
Yeah. Well, that's why a lot of times I copy the link and paste it and make it a banner and then show it.
Yeah, I punched that in. It wouldn't work. So yeah, that's okay. How are you tonight, Philip?
I'm doing a lot better.
Excellent.
I've been in a lot of pain this week. I actually painted a room about the size of my kitchen this week. I put it off, and finally I did it. And it took me 6 hours to do the trim, and then the next day I went and I painted the room. It took me 3 hours to paint the room. And my boss came in and took a look at it and said, complained about globs being here and it being streaky and this, that, and the other thing. And then this afternoon after lunch, around 1:00 or so, he called me over the radio and said, "Go ahead and strip away the painter's tape and put the ceiling tile back in," and that everything was okay. It's like, what? You say one thing, and then the very next day you say the exact opposite.
At least it's done, right?
Yeah, that's the way I look at it. Well, I didn't get a chance to today, but I was planning on going Monday and putting another coat on. But when he told me everything was okay, it was fine.
Move that over here so I can.
But that was like when I saw you playing that Frisco and Charger.
Yeah, it's a pretty fun game.
As soon as I saw that, I said, "Wait a minute!" The time it was ominous because the time was like right around a minute and 55 seconds, or around 2-minute mark when I came in, and you just scored that Chargers touchdown. I said, "Man, I know exactly what's going to happen here." And sure enough,
Philip was like, "Too much time left on the clock."
Too much time on the clock. And then you said prevent defense. It's like, no, that's exactly what the Bengals did.
Yeah, and I only played it for one play, and they picked up like 35 yards. I was like,
yeah, I know. But
it's a fun game.
I did want to tell people that I've got like the inside pitch PDF files in that. And I found out that my where I work, they have their own print shop, and
it costs a lot to print it on your own.
Well, because there's a print shop there where I work. I just went there and asked them how much it would be to print out the stuff that I wanted. And believe it or not, to get like the inside pitch with the game set and like a season is like $80.
Yeah, I picked up on PDF I think it was like $12 the
Yeah.
sample. You get the game and the 2 World Series teams
Yeah.
from I forgot I haven't played it yet, but I just wanted to see if I like it.
And
I think well, it's fun to try different games, but it's got to be in your budget. You know what I
yeah,
mean? You
and
just
the thing is I went to the print shop. They gave me a quote back, and it was 89.77.
now
And
how much if you had bought it printed?
if I bought it,
Yeah.
it was going to cost me like $89.
So you really didn't save anything.
Yeah, I'd be spending a little bit more. And then
Yeah, because the PDF for a season is
it's like
20
$74
for a season?
for a season. Yeah,
The
check it out.
PDF?
No. The PDF was like maybe 15 to $18.
Yeah.
I got the PDF, but the funny
You know what
thing
you
is,
could do? You know what you could do? I mean, I've done it where I've printed it on just regular paper and I've played it.
yeah,
It's not as
right,
but you know what I thought you could do? Because I was thinking about this, Philip. You know, I've seen people put I've seen CP Card and Dice used to be combat painter Tony.
yeah,
He does a lot of the Mets replays.
yeah. I watch him. And
Yeah,
me
he's a
and him
good
are
channel.
good friends.
Yeah. It's like a plastic, like you could put a baseball card in it.
Right. Yeah.
And I was thinking about getting like
I don't
a
know
few
if
of those, and I could slide just the regular paper in there, and at least it's not as flimsy. I was thinking about that.
I just recently got the plastic brackets that you can put like cards, baseball cards on
Yeah.
and for show. But the thing about it is when I tried it with the APA, they would fall down all the time.
Really?
And it's just, I mean, it's great. It's great to have, but
Because what I bought a lot of I played it a couple times on my channel. I actually like the game Dice Baseball, but I
Mhm.
printed all those PDFs. It's on regular paper.
Yeah. And,
It's
and I also got the deep drive baseball.
I did. I picked up the new season.
And I think
it was only $12.
Well, get this. I went to the library and printed it out, and it cost me like $10.20.
So you got it for like 22 with you put everything together. So
yeah, and
you know the other thing you could do, Philip, and I've done it with Dice Baseball. Just another if you don't want to print up because you said you have the PDF for Inside Pitch, correct?
yeah.
If you have a snippet tool on your computer, it takes a little bit of you don't have
well, I that's the thing. A lot of the stuff that I want to learn more about is the video stuff because I don't know much about video editing.
Well, no, it's just it's what you do. You'd bring the PDF up, and there's a snippet tool. I think every computer has it. You would just type in the search bar or snippet, and you just literally it's like you're cutting it out, and you just put it on like a spreadsheet. You can do it that way, but
and the thing is when you buy a inside pitch season. I don't know if you know it or not, but when you buy an inside pitch season, say like you bought the 2017 set, not only do you get the color version,
there's a black and white
but
version.
you get the black and white version.
And if you want the color version, it costs more.
Oh yeah,
I was looking at the prices when I got the sample set to PDF, and I haven't played it yet, so I've watched it. The only thing I downloaded the demo for the PC game, which I didn't like at all because you have 3 days to learn the game. I really didn't take time to learn the game. I was just trying to learn it on the fly. And with that game, you have to know everything. And without playing it card and dice, it's really hard to try to learn everything. So that's why I was like, let me get the sample game, right? Play it card and dice, and then if I like it, I go. But
I mean, I have to be honest. To me, I like Apple and Strat. And Inside Pitch is my third favorite game because the cards, in honesty, the cards look almost exactly like Glory Days boxing cards.
Yeah.
They're
That I wish Anthony. I know he's not going to do it for a while because he's partnered up with Payoff Pitch Joe,
yeah.
and I just wish when he sampled his baseball game, it was cool. And because what I like about Glory Days boxing, and I bought Title Bout Championship Boxing card and dice, but for card and flip card. For the PC, it's fun. I like it, but
Well,
I still like Glory Days. You roll it, you look, your results are on the card,
yeah.
and it's just fun. It flows to me. That's all.
Well, see, the other thing that he could do is
you got some people to say hello to.
Oh, okay. I do. Oh, I'm sorry. I only see.
Go to live comments.
Yeah. I see comments, but I just see me and you.
Well, I'll say hello. Julian Tens here, Philip.
Yeah.
And Tabletop Sports Delaware, our good friend Chris.
Hey, Chris.
I am Philip's co-pilot tonight.
Yeah, me and him are chatting games tonight. So
how's everyone doing?
How's everyone doing? I don't know why it. Oh, there they are.
It popped. You know what? It comes up sooner on YouTube. I have YouTube on the other side.
Yeah, mine's. Yeah.
Yeah, it takes a while for the.
Yeah. But we are doomed.
We're doomed.
No, but one of the things I'd like to do is I'd like to play Chester, ID Jester online, like I did Chris. His cards.
Now, of the game, like the games of I play card and dice, I have to tell you, I really do like Pine Tar. It's a fun game.
I was wondering how you thought of that, because
I like it.
My fourth baseball game that I like.
I do like it. It has a little APA feel. Now I've never played APA, but I've watched people play APA. I've watched you play APA. I've watched Chris in our chat play APA. I've watched baseball demos played APA, ID gesture, so on and so forth. I've watched a lot of people play APA. The Earls play APA. Yeah. And it has a little bit of that, and I just like it. Once I got to understand it, I liked it. It's just different from Strat, and I like Strat. And my camera, I keep moving. There we go.
Well,
but I like Strat. I'm a glutton for punishment. I ordered more Strat. I did.
Well, what surprises me is of the games that a lot of us play, the one thing that Strat doesn't have is golf. They don't have a golf game. They don't have
I tell you, the one the ASG. Okay, I just bought a bunch of. You're going to be seeing some ASG soccer on my channel, which gets no views, but I like to play it and listen to myself talk later on. I bought every World Cup season. I have an issue.
I do plan on getting.
But what I'd like to. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Philip.
I was going to say, I do want to get the new season of APA Soccer for the sole fact that FC Cincinnati will be in it.
Oh, cool.
And that's the one reason.
The thing with the APA, I looked at APA football because I wanted a card and dice football game.
Yeah.
I mean, I have Fran Tark, and I'm just, I've decided I'm just going to start making seasons for that. Not necessarily the whole season, just good teams, because no one plays. I'm not going to play the stinky teams. I've decided I'll stick with I'll mod my game because APA football, they're all now. I watched Bob Z, Sportsman Z.
Oh, I love his.
He's good. Another fun channel in our community.
He does great stuff with the White Sox.
And he actually played. He's playing the Bears, but he's playing at card and dice.
Yeah,
and I watched the first game. And I love his setups. You know who has a really fun setup too? I wish I had the cameras to do these setups. The Appa Brian. Love his setup. He plays a ton of Appa too.
Me and him click on Rob's thing when me and him talk a lot, and as do me and Sean. But I just the next Strat game with the Tigers.
Oh, that's coming up. That's probably gonna be tomorrow. I'll be streaming I'll be streaming a lot tomorrow.
But
first of all, sorry to interrupt again. I do that a lot. If you have not subscribed, our good friend Philip, which I believe if you're watching later, please do so. Philip is
Yeah.
at. I have it. How many? I got a
I got
74. 74.
74.
I had to move this so I could see that.
Oh, that's
And we got to get Philip over 100. So
yeah, I want to get to 100 by my birthday in May.
So we're gonna. I think we should. I might be doing a subscribe-a-thon. I did that a while back, and thank you to the comic book community for helping putting me over the top of 1,000. Comics with Bueller, great guy. So if you're not subscribed to Comics with Bueller, please do so, and also check out those comic book channels.
Julian just subscribed. He's my 75th viewer.
Awesome, Julian. Julian has a fun channel. He uploads a lot of action PC baseball. I've watched some of them.
This is the first time I'm seeing him. I don't know Julian.
He's been in my chats. He does have a channel, so please subscribe, Julian. Yeah, he has a fun channel. A lot of action PC baseball.
But recently, what I was thinking about, I was, how we had just finished the YRL Racing League and that, and I was thinking about rule modifications and stuff like that. If I were to add something to Rob's YRL Race League, that would be that, because it's only 15 laps, that when we pitted in that 7th lap, that we would reverse the order of the field.
Oh, coming out?
Yeah, because they do that in stock car races. On small things, they actually do that. But the only thing I do is that if there are people that are moved to the back of the field in that pit lap because of pit things or because of a crash or for some reason, they would stay in the back, and then you would you could also just do it where the person that's last might not actually be last, because you do like you would do the check to go who goes to the position, a speed check type thing.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what you do, but you go from the last guy to the first guy, so the order still could be messed up. But
I think one of the things with streaming, well, my streams are long. That's what they are. But like with Glory Days Boxing, I've cut back. I don't do 50. Well, I'll finish my heavyweight championship tournament, the 10 star guys with 15 rounders. But pretty much everything's a 10 rounder now with that.
Well, I've only done like 3 of them, and they're like 2 hours long.
Well, the more you play, and the more you get used to what you're looking at, it will go. You know what, Philip? If you're enjoying it, if it's not working for you online streaming, if you don't think it's working for you, then you can still play. I play the game offline quite a bit. I just don't stream it all the time, because I try to mix it up. But to me, that is a fun boxing game.
Oh, I agree.
What's your favorite? What's the most, Philip, to you? What is your most comfortable? What do you have the most confidence in streaming on your channel? Like you feel good about when you do all your stuff. I enjoy. I'm just saying.
I like when I do the app of baseball, and I also like when I do the strat, because it's the charts are fairly simple and stuff like that. Chris the other day, last week, showed me. We went over and did drills on red, white, and blue racing. I like the red, white, and blue racing in that. It's just
fun game.
I just got to get. It's just like Glory Days Boxing. What I did is,
here's the thing with red, white, and blue racing. Well, instead of making a race X amount of loops, whatever, around the track, cut it down. There's no rule. There's no rule saying you can do it however you want, Philip.
Right. That's what there's a lot of those races that are 40. I said that's too
Make
long.
It 10. Make it 10. Make it 10.
Well, that's what I did. I think Rob's 15 is perfect because it's multiples of 3.
Yeah.
Because
good too.
You have a first third, a second third, and a third third.
Make it something that works for you, because I did that. Again, no one watches my time travel tennis, but I do these one set games, and I play it quick, and it's fun. I enjoy it. Can I answer a question? Julian put a question.
Sure.
Julian says, have either of you played action PC basketball, college or pro? I've played it. It's fun. I actually just bought on sale because I have a problem.
I've seen people play the basketball, but
I like the basketball.
I haven't. I like the baseball. The baseball's good, and the football is good.
The football, to me, is my favorite of the action PC games because the chalkboard is awesome. I wish I emailed them late last year, and I asked them because there was an issue that I was a little peeved about, and they answered the question and they fixed it. Like you can have little squares, the animation that moves. I asked them, they should let us put in football helmets, meaning you could add photos, right? Well, we should be able to, in the square, we should be able to add, like, say, the Patriots helmet, and that would be all 11 guys would be Patriot helmets. All 11 guys would be Raiders helmets, Browns helmets. But you know what I mean? That would be kind of fun to watch. Just another cool animation.
My question, that football game that you had, the Frisco and the Chargers, what game is that? That
is Pro Strategy Football 2020. Now, fun game, but buyer beware. I had someone kept messaging me, then I realized he was trolling me.
It looks like Sega graphics.
Yeah, this is why I like it is Tecmo Bowl type graphics.
Yeah,
but it is it's a sports sim. You don't do anything with a controller. You call your play. There's ratings there's ratings. You call the play. You can play in easy mode, or you can play the way I play, where I sit there and I go, I want to go this way. I want this guy to do this thing. It's a fun game. You can, and when you play, I play everything slow. Yeah. And so don't judge how long the game. When I play offline, I play much quicker, but I still play it slow because I like to enjoy the game and stuff like that. And everyone should play at your own pace.
But I'm waiting on Whoa Nelly football. I've been waiting about a month for this game.
What's Whoa Nelly football?
It's college football.
Who is it? A card and dice or PC game?
Yes, it's a card and dice game. I mean, it's you just have to. The best way to for me to say
is it like Bowl Bound? Do you remember Bowl Bound?
I don't. I'm not. This will be my very first football game.
Football's tough card and dice to play. I mean, I did my thing with the Fran Tarkenton, and it again, playing by yourself. Well, those games were like 2 hours almost.
It might take me a while to learn the rules, but I eventually want to get to the you know how I posed my football game in a couple episodes back.
Yeah,
I want to get to the point where I'm actually using those rules rather than the Whoa Nelly rules, and seeing.
Well, once you buy a game, you can do what you want with it.
I know.
I mean, Uncle Ron had a wonderful video on play the game the way you want to play it.
Yeah.
If you want to play 3 freaking downs, play 3 freaking downs. If you want to cheat for your favorite team, hell, I did that with the '83 Red Sox when I was a kid in Strat. I still couldn't win; they were so bad. But I think you should just play the game the way you want. You want to use a DH in 1908? Do it.
Yeah. Well, the only and I called somebody out on this recently, and I think it was Tabletop Sports or something like that. He had the Detroit Tigers series. He's playing all the different Detroit teams. In I called him out the other day because he had Lou Whitaker, and one was on a 78 and one was in an 80s version, and they were playing each other. It's like, wait a minute,
doppelgangers. You don't like that?
I prefer.
What would you do? Okay, go ahead. I got to remember this thought. Yeah.
What I would do is he can play for one team, but he can't play for both teams.
Okay, now because I was doing a Red Sox tournament that way, and then what happened was the teams that were left had so many of the same players. I just stopped because I'm like, I can't do that. You know what I mean? I can't take guys off. So my theory was, I was going to go with the better season. You know,
Yeah.
the guy would play on the year he had the better season. But we have some stuff in the chat here.
Yeah, I see Chris that says tabletop early. Yeah.
Yeah.
He does a lot of good baseball games.
Yeah. He had the Dodger one I watched. It was really fun.
He has a lot of the good APA starter tutorials.
Yeah.
In that.
Good channel, the tabletop. Another good channel is right here in the chat. We've got Julian 10. It's a fun channel, and also Tabletop Sports Delaware. Our good friend Chris.
Chris gave me that huge box this week that I just unboxed, and I think, and I have to take a look at it. I think the '79 season was in there, and I don't know if you know that one of my big episodes, me and Chris, I did the '90 Reds, and he had the '79 Pirates, and he gave me back the '90 Reds, and
that's Chris, a good guy,
and he gave me the '79 set, and I think that '79 set included the Pirates. So it's like, wow, he gave me both the teams.
Okay, here. Let's. Chris is still in the chat, I believe, and Julian 10 is in the chat. Tell us, what is your favorite team to play in any sim game, in any sim sport? What is your favorite team to play?
He always says, "Oh no, I did not give you my '79."
Yeah, I don't think he loves it. And the question to you, Philip, what is your favorite team to play, and in what sport?
In the Strat, it's the '90 Reds by far. And I'm finding, Chris says the '79
Pirates. You know, Philip, if you in StreamYard, if you click where Chris said the '79 Pirates, it comes up. There you go, and then you just click back on it, and it goes down.
Right.
So if you see what I'm saying,
yeah,
you did it. You did it. Good job. Good job. Well, and now, if you want to get rid of that, you just click on it again.
Yeah, it's
all right.
Yeah, it's no. What it was is,
there you go.
There it goes.
You got it. You did it good, Phil.
Yeah.
Did good.
I find that a lot of times I need more help than you know.
Yeah. That's what we're here for, Phil.
But my thing is I want to learn more about the camera stuff. It seems like you and Chris and all that have, but with mine I have to adjust the little, when I
I have a Logitech. It just does everything automatic. It doesn't zoom in. It doesn't zoom in like it's supposed to. So
one of the things I want to do is I want to do a video, because I drive past the Ezra Charles mural
in Cincinnati. He was from Ohio. Yeah, the Cincinnati Cobra.
I passed.
Can you take a picture of that?
I would love to see that. Live video there.
Oh, I would love to see that. Big boxing. Ezra Charles was great.
But I don't know how to do like I don't know how to do like a video from my phone and then me talk and then shoot the 45-second clip onto the. I don't know how to do that.
Let's see. Julian 10 says, I'm a youngster. I don't have too much knowledge of teams pre-2000, but my favorite would be the 2012 Tigers. So he likes the 2012 Tigers.
Yeah, but we
have a youngster in the community.
Yeah, I want to know how to do make my own small videos, but incorporate that into a live stream. I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, I don't do that, so I don't know. I've seen people record stuff on their phone. I think you just hit record.
The only thing I know to do would be to take that cord and plug it into where the mic, where the camera is, and then just hit play. I don't know if that would be I
don't know. I cannot help you with, Philip.
Yeah.
Because I have a flip phone.
Because what I want to do is I would like to do a video and do like a thing there and have the mural in the background. And I
Great.
also
He was an all-time. He never could get a crack at the light heavyweight title. He was a much better light heavyweight than a heavyweight, and he was a
I
great heavyweight.
probably can with OBS. Need to play with it and learn. Yeah, I tried to learn how to do OBS and I could not figure it out for the life of me.
There are some good tutorial videos on that on YouTube. That's how I
Yeah,
learned how to.
I
So
I I looked at some of those tutorials and I just don't. I'm still lost. Somebody would have to sit down with me and show me how to use it before I could use it. um,
so just to get one of my favorite teams to play, I like playing the '67 Red Sox and everything. So
and
that's what
the
my
other thing that surprised me is I've played the Negro League 3 game. I've done 3 Negro League games, and every single one of those have wound up with a 1-run difference.
I have that in the Pine Tar set. There's a Negro League like two all-star teams of great
Yeah.
players, which will be one of my games coming up. And I just picked up. They did a diamond gem for Strat. I picked that
Oh,
up.
I know. I want to pick that up
I
because
picked that up,
it
and I
looks.
picked up the '70s B set too. So
The thing is that new Negro League set for Strat looks exactly like the Negro League set from APA.
they probably picked the same team. But what I like is I get Satchel Paige on 2 different teams. So I thought that was really
Well,
cool.
you saw that happen to me. I played my first one. I used the Kansas City Monarchs.
Yep, Yaz's Triple Crown season, 1967.
I used the Kansas City Monarchs, and then I used the Pittsburgh Crayfords, is what they were called.
Yep.
And I didn't know that. I thought all he did was play with the Kansas City Monarchs.
No, he played with me too. He played with a couple of teams.
Yeah, and the other thing is I had picked up, and then the last one, what had happened is I didn't know this either, but I had the Indianapolis ABC versus the Cleveland Buckeyes, and there was a guy from the Cleveland Buckeyes that was on the Indianapolis ABCs.
Well, you can just
and it's like, well, I can't have
it did seem. I'm not a big historian when it comes to the Negro League. It's very interesting. I'm learning more about it. There was a lot of movement because I think some teams might have went under and players went to go play elsewhere and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be right back, Philip.
Okay, you're fine. But the other thing I found out is, or at least like it seems to me, is that when I'm playing the Negro League set, you'll have one that has a fielding 1 and one that has a fielding 2. That's the trend that I noticed in a lot of the in the 3 Negro League team games that I've played. One team will have a fielding 1 and the other one will have a fielding 2. My favorite memory in a ball game. Well, I have 2. One of them's really good, and the other one is not so good. The first one is I went to the divisional playoff game 1 of the playoffs between the Reds and the Pirates, and that was the one game that the Reds lost. And yeah, I wasn't too happy about that, and I spent like $80 per ticket to get, and I got 2 tickets. My other memory of baseball is when I was about 23 or 24 years old. What happened is my dad and I went to see the Astros on April 9th when I was about 23 or 24. I got up for the 7th inning stretch, sat down. Next thing I know, it's the 9th inning. I had a seizure after
That's not good.
after about 12 years of being seizure free, I had my first seizure in over 12 years. Yeah, I had a bad experience with meeting somebody, and that was I saw Pedro Bourbon on my birthday and tried to get him to autograph my. I had an autograph book. I brought an autograph book, and he didn't sign anything. I was hoping,
That stinks because I've told this before. When I was a kid, my friends were big wrestling. I liked wrestling too, but I just didn't go to a lot of live events. And then we went to some live events because they used to go to a lot of live wrestling down at the Civic Center over here. It's not called the Mass Mutual Center, but and wrestling started to get popular again. I mean, the first wrestling card I went to, there's literally 500 people there. I'm not lying. There's 500. Ken Patera was supposed to wrestle Rocky Johnson in the main event. God rest his soul. He just passed away, Rocky Johnson. And he didn't show up. And the main event was Ken Patera beating up someone off the street, basically. But we bought like the cheapest tickets because my friends were like, we're going to buy the cheapest tickets. And we waited and we kept sneaking. There's no one there. And we kept going. And then the security guy's like, yeah, you can't go sit next to the ring. Stop right there. Right. And he laughed. And we got as close as we got pretty close. But then there's like regular seats, flip chair, folding chairs. He goes, yeah, you guys can't go there. He goes, I don't care if no one's here. I can't let you go there. I've seen you start from up there and come all the way down, And so then wrestling got more popular. And we saw, they taped, remember this, they did Saturday shows. They don't do that anymore in the afternoon. And we watched them tape. Every time Bobby Heenan changed his blazer, they taped a new show. So we watched them tape 4 shows in one day, right? And it was really funny. The main event was Hulk Hogan versus Kamala. We knew the title wasn't going to change. It was a good match. It was fun to watch because they were breaking down the cameras. It was hilarious. They didn't even film that one, right? It was just, they're giving you a bonus match. But we waited. We saw a Piper's Pit, which was hilarious. And my friends are like, they're going to come out the side because they went there all the time, the wrestlers. And I said, I was 12 years old. And my friend Dave was 12. And his brother Billy was 16. And they go, no, we're going to wait. Everyone goes way too soon. So we waited. We went to McDonald's across the street. We come back out, right? And he goes, they're going to come out now, right? And there's no one there except me, Bill, Dave, and a couple other people. So, quote unquote, the good guys come out and we're like, hey, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. Never acknowledged us, walked right by. And here comes Rowdy Piper, Paul Orndorff, Bob Orton, and I never remember the 4th guy because there was 4 of them in their crew.
Yeah.
And I guess they all got along well. And so these are the bad guys, right? So, hey, Rowdy, we love the matches. And he comes over. They came over. Again, they spent 3 to 5 minutes just talking to us real quick, right? Shook our hand. They're big dudes. They're big dudes now. Well, Rowdy's passed away. I don't know if Paul Orndorff's passed away. But anyway.
He was a jerk. I watched back in
I'm saying I met him and I met them for that brief time in real life. They were the nicest guys. They come over, they shake your. I never rooted for the good guys ever again after that. It was just so much fun to meet them. Well, it was fun.
I remember when I was a kid, we would go to the Reds Stadium all the time as a family and watch the Reds games, and that was always fun. And then what I did recently is I took my daughter to see the Cyclones, and the very first time we went, I got row 1 seats right by the glass near one of the goals.
Yep.
And every time they would pass, they would hit that glass. It was fun, but those were $40 seats. So I used to go $80 for 2 tickets, and then after that, after the match, my daughter said she'd rather have the ones in the middle. And ever since then, when I take her, that's what we do because they're cheaper and you see. I
think you get a better view.
Yeah, that's what she said too, and so when I take her, that's what we do.
What league is that? IHL
or
EC?
I think it's ECHL.
Yeah,
East Coast. Yeah, it's But I know for a fact that they're trying to renovate what is now the Heritage Bank Stadium. That's what they call it, not U.S. Bank anymore. It's Heritage Trade Center or something like that. It's got heritage in it. But I think they want to renovate it, like tear it down and rebuild it type thing. And the reason being is they want to get a NBA franchise, and they want to. I think they want to get a NHL franchise.
Last NBA franchise in that era, Cincinnati Royals.
Oh well, that's the thing. That's the thing.
Oscar Robinson.
The only way that would work is if you name the Cincinnati team the Royals, and it would only work for the NHL as if you made the team the Cyclones. That's just me. It would only make sense to call them the Cyclones.
I forgot where did Cincinnati go? I knew this before.
The Stingers were the last NHL hockey team in Cincinnati.
I don't even remember the Cincinnati Stingers.
Yeah, I was too young to even, but those were like $50 seats back in the 70s and 80s.
Was that a World Hockey League team though?
Hey, we got Mr. Excitement here.
It's Chris. How you doing, buddy?
What's going on, guys? Doing good. How you guys doing?
Good.
All right.
Cool.
Let me see if I can. There we go.
That's a good one.
That'll
That's
work.
a good way, Philip.
Yeah.
I think that's a better.
I have games.
I just picked up. I see Axis and Allies behind you. I just picked up Axis and Allies on Steam. I haven't played it yet.
Well, and that was the one thing.
Does your Dark Power work?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Almost. It does something weird at some point, and I've got some components I need to get in there, really clean it, and maybe resolder a couple of things. I'm not going to have someone else repair it. I can do it myself.
I think I know that Rob was talking about making like different leagues with regards to baseball and all the different things. But if you do that, I do want to see that, but we would have to know what everybody has as far as like the strat sets, the APA sets. We'd have to know what everybody's team, and that would take Chris forever because last week when he showed his baseball trove of cards and that, it would take him forever to even send a list.
Yeah, but I don't have nearly as much strat as I did before. I mean, I sent you back your 3 sets. I sent you 3 extra sets because I'm not going to use them. And I got 2 younger players interested in strat. I had spare copies of the game pieces and everything, and I gave them the 2018 sets because I wasn't going to use them, and they're loving it because they're younger guys. They play baseball. They're enjoying
That's
the
cool
game.
though. You got them interested in the. I was telling Uncle Ron offline the Pro Strategy Football. I said the reason I've been following that game for a while now. I had it on my Kindle. I still have it on my Kindle. I bought it a few years back on Steam, but there were no mods at the time, right? And it's fictional. You could go in and change everything. I don't want to do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've been following it for a while. I saw the mod. I said for the price point of $15, I can. To me, I like the whole concept of the game, and now I have quote unquote real players' names and stuff, which that's cool to me, right?
Yeah.
But I was telling Uncle Ron, that's Ron Juckett, Retro Sports Network. I think this is the type of game that could get younger people involved in the sports sim genre and could lead to them playing a card and dice baseball game or an strat on the PC or out of the ball, whatever. But Uncle Ron did a wonderful video about not being like negative,
Yeah, I watched that video and he was on point. He really was.
What are your because I get it sometimes people are joking, but it does get annoying after a while.
Mm-hmm.
If I want to play or anybody wants to play a game a certain way, if you don't want to watch,
turn it off.
Go elsewhere.
Or not only playing a game a certain kind of way, but also playing a certain game. I mean, everybody. everybody has their opinions and they're entitled to them.
And they're fine. They're fine.
Yeah.
But I don't.
And I
if
don't want to single somebody out, but people are probably going to know who I'm talking about. I'm still not going to name, but when you do a whole video series running down a company, that doesn't help the hobby.
No, but that was a good video series.
It was. It was.
He had.
But
Those were good points and the pros and cons when both of those. Their two gentlemen went back and forth. It was very well done. It was like Lincoln Douglas debates for card and dice.
Yes, it was.
Now,
yes, it was.
I have spoken about that company. Sometimes good, sometimes bad. But
and I'm speaking. I'll tell you more bad recently than before.
I'll tell you one thing I don't like.
Robbie, what's up, man? Robbie Wartburg in the chat.
Hey, Robbie.
Oh, hey, Robbie. Good.
I'll tell you, Chris, one thing that annoys me. I love Strat. That's why I buy the game. I played it as a kid. I bought more seasons. I don't care. I don't care what anyone says. Play the games you want to play. It's all cool. But our friend had a very valid points, believe me, because
he did.
Because
I'm not saying none of his points are valid. They were very valid.
But what happened is,
agreed with a few of them.
I just got a new PC. Had I not moved everything over, I would have lost my 1962 season if I hadn't loaded it up right now, because they just redid 1962, and as long as, which I'm not going to get the new 1962, I have the old 1962. And I get it, they tweak it and this and that, blah blah. They should, but here's what really. So I had the historical set where you could make any kind of, you had every player known to man up, but I had the 2016 version. Guess what? You can't bring over to your new PC.
Oh yeah,
I lost $57, whatever that cost me. It's gone. I can't get it. I can't play that again. I'm so pissed off about that. I'm gonna send him a thing saying, "Hey, you should give me at least half price on the newer one." I can't. You can't load it back in because there's no. That's wrong.
Yeah.
But
agree.
I will give him kudos. And then I'll stop talking about that company.
Oh, I do want to mention Robbie for something. He did a
Hi, Robbie.
He did a XFL is that on a particular game system that he did? Or
that's Pro Strategy Football 2020.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Because I was
again, buyer beware with that. Those are all mods. I didn't finish my thought. I had someone send me a message. I tried to be polite and answer the question, which I did. Then I realized the person's trolling me, and I just got rid of it and I banned him because I don't need that. I'm trying to help you. He goes, I can't find the seasons. I don't know how many times I said it's a mod. You have to go here and do. And in fact, one of the person who made the mod and the developer did a whole video on how to download the mod, where to put it. Because I asked them to do that because I said people. You might think the directions are easy, but I'm not like I'm real computer literate, but I mean, I'm not horrible. I messed up the first time, and then I had to sit there and go, okay, what did I do wrong? And I went, but
I wanted to answer Robbie's question here. So what are we talking about tonight? I came
everything.
on. We're talking about pretty much everything gaming tonight, Robbie. But I came on because I was kind of answering Rob's video yesterday about how he was wanting sponsors and stuff like that, and I pretty much kind of already I like try to support and everybody that I know of. Anytime
I think a good thing when you're trying to support someone, just tweet them out.
Right.
Go there, hit the like button. I think that's more important at times then I didn't see the video, so I'm not going to comment on it. But I think when you like it, tweet it out, put it in if you're in a Discord,
right?
Well,
I mean, you and Chris and Rob. I mean, you guys are three of the guys that you're always there, and I like Al's baseball and football action PC stuff a lot. And when you do the football, you sound like Howard Cosell. Don't ask me why.
It's funny because I hated Howard Cosell.
You do.
Can I ask Chris a question, Philip?
Yes.
Yeah.
Chris, so I interrupted you because I have a bad habit. What was you were saying something and about a company, and so please continue the thought, and then I'm going to ask you what have you been up to because we miss you.
The thought is I'm not going to spend extra time harping about stuff. I mean, things have happened. If people were to ask my advice privately, I'd give it. I'm not going to be a Downy Daisy or anything. It's just, you know, I still have played some Stratomatic, not quite as much as I have in the past. There's a sour thing, but I still enjoy it. I love playing my 79 Pirates. And
they're a fun team. I
love them.
I have that with the
guys.
I have that with the.
I'll be back just a second.
Yep.
Right.
I have that with the gem set. I really do enjoy them.
Isn't that cool? The only reason I would look into getting the gem set because I've got the great teams of all time, which the great teams of the past, which is 62 to 76.
I think there's a lot of those teams in there.
The only reason that I would get it would be maybe 77 or 78 Yankees and Dodgers. That would be the only reason that I would.
They have the 78 Yankees. That was a big reason why I got the first set.
Yeah.
Guidry. I'm like when I decide what I want to stream. If I'm not doing a tournament, Chris, I'm like a boxing promoter when it comes to every sport. What's Godzilla versus King Kong? That's what I want all the time. You know, I've done. Now I'm not as you guys are good because you guys will come up with. You'll play a league, you know, like X amount of teams, or you'll do a card and dice replay.
Sorry about that, guys. I had
no problem.
That's all right.
But I like that was for the A set for the 70s was the 78 Yankees, Ron Guidry, because I can put them against. I mean, I could do it on my PC too, but there's something about when you roll the dice.
It's more tangible. I mean, when you can reach behind you and you can grab, as many of you might remember, the dice box of holdings.
Oh my God, the dice box of holdings.
Hey, that's how I gave away my strat set.
Yep, there's something much more tangible about pen and paper and cards and dice. And I mean,
wait a second, I have something for Chris to see or you guys to see. Just a second.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've been really enjoying Pine Tar, Chris. I've been really enjoying that.
It's been on my radar. But where I am with new baseball games is honestly, I've got Strat, I've got APBA.
I love
those too. I've got Payoff Pitch and I have Inside Pitch, which are great games. And other games, I'm like, you know what? I've already got 4. Why am I going to teach myself to play another game?
That's a great point. What I did do was I picked up Deep Drive Baseball.
Mm-hmm.
It's a PDF. It was fairly cheap.
Heard you guys talking about that, yeah.
I've watched CP Cards play it, ID Gesture play it, all wonderful channels. Please, if you have not subscribed to them, please do so or check them out. I think you'll enjoy it if you're in our genre, in our community. And if not, even if you're not, check them out. They're great guys.
Yeah.
I haven't played it yet, but it looks like I can pick it up pretty quick. I downloaded the sample. I think it's $7.
I did too, and I looked at it, and
I haven't played it yet.
Again, is why do I want to make myself learn another baseball game when I can sit down and play? You know,
that one to me, because I looked at it quick and I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give it a shot. I don't think I'll be purchasing any. What's in those bags, Philip?
Dice. These are the Dungeons and Dragons dice I got rid of about a month or 2 ago. I rebought them and I set my red, white, and blue dice aside and put it in the same bag.
Isn't there something great about just listening to this sound? Listen, everyone.
Yeah. I'm going to give a shout out to a wonderful company, Wormwood Gaming, WYRMWOOD Gaming. They make gaming tables, they make dice vaults, they make dice trays and everything.
Do they have the dice, the thing you drop the dice in?
Yes.
Dice towers?
Dice towers, yeah. I got one of these for Ethan for Christmas, and he got one for me, and it's a dice vault, and it holds 10 polyhedral dice.
Can you hold that up? I can. Oh, nice.
Whoa,
this one is made of black walnut. They've got all kinds of woods that they make it from, Bolivian rosewood, Purple Heart. I mean, you name it. There's all kinds of stuff.
I got to interrupt one more time. Sorry, Chris. I just got to get this off my mind.
Okay.
I love you, man.
I love you too. I do.
We miss you.
Yes,
I
we
miss you guys
too.
too.
Hey, are you going to the Strat opening day?
That was today, and no,
That
I
was
didn't
today?
go up.
Aw.
Dave Little is Dave Little. Wormwood is sweet. I don't have a dice tray, but I do have a dice vault, and I love
Oh,
it.
you mean Mr. Pedal to the Metal? I don't see him
Yep.
in the chat.
You know
room.
what? Philip, it comes a lot later in StreamYard than it does in
Yeah.
YouTube.
Yeah, and I got to answer Robbie's question.
What was it?
And you want to know, where have I been?
Yes.
Okay.
Are
So
you
I feel-
okay?
Everything is good.
Good.
Nothing wasn't.
Do I have to murder someone for you?
Well, maybe help me hide the body.
Okay. Let's not talk about that online.
Hopefully not your
Oh
brother.
yeah.
No.
No. Maybe my son. You never know what he's liable to have done.
There it is.
No, I've been playing games. I've been spending a lot of time just and I've mentioned it a couple of times before I really started to take a hiatus. Making videos at this point in my life is just feeling more like work. And I've found myself when I'm wanting to play a game, I'm like, you know what? It's been a while. I want to make a video. And I'll sit there and I will not do it for an hour until I finally decide I'm not going to make a video. And boom, I sit down and play a game.
You know, that's a great point because I love doing it. I'm not lying, but there are times where I'm like, I just want to play the game.
Yeah.
I just want to sit and play the game.
Yep.
And then as soon as it's a great game, I go, God, I wish I recorded it.
I had a red, white, and blue race, and I
Torture
wish I had
game.
recorded a couple of weeks ago. Jimmy Spencer caused 3 accidents that took out half of the field. 21 drivers finished the race.
Can I make a request if you're going to record something?
Yeah.
Can you do a red, white, and blue racing? And you don't have to do. I was telling Philip 5 laps. I don't care. Do a zip. You know, a zip. I don't
zip.
That is one I have been wanting to record, and I would
love to hear you do that.
I'm going to do one on Sunday.
Well,
I'll do
that's
one
awesome.
on Sunday.
And you don't have to do a long one. Do 5 laps, 3 laps, 1 lap.
I have to say that Rob and Chris have two of the best red, white, and blue tutorial video games that the videos that I know of.
Well, thank you.
You do great. Chris does great tutorial. I was actually watching. Oh God, which one was it?
That's one thing that I decided early on was that I wanted to try and have a platform to teach somebody how to play the games I was putting on the channel. So that way, if they're interested, then they'd be able to come back, watch another video, and be like, "Oh."
Which one was it? Did you do one on Deep Drive?
No.
I know he hasn't done one on Deep
Which
Drive.
one was I? Look,
I did one for In the Pocket Bowling. I did one
I'd seen that.
What are Digging Deep Golf and Digging Deep Boxing.
Yep, saw those. Mm-hmm. Which were the baseball ones you did? And not Strat because it was something else.
APBA, Payoff Pitch, and Inside Pitch.
Payoff Pitch.
Yeah.
Payoff Pitch. That's the one I was watching because that's the one with tough wheelhouse.
Yep.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Hey,
that's a great game.
It is a fun game. I don't play that enough.
I have a question for Al because I know that he talks about how you've been working on games or something, creating your own games and that. Football? Because I know that if either you or Chris came out with a baseball game or a football game or any sports game, I'd try it in a heartbeat.
Here's the thing with me I think the reason why people do baseball, it's because it's one of the
easiest.
It flows well. You can just make sense of it. It really does. Yeah. With football, I can mod my Fran Tarkenton game, and I can make here's what I'm going to do.
Masterfully, I might say, man, I enjoyed watching this Fran Tarkenton game. That was
here's what I want to do, and I keep pushing it off. I want to get it up on spreadsheets, and I actually just want to give it to people. Okay. Yeah. Because it's a fun game to play. The problem is I get sidetracked with I'm trying to make a game. Now I've had 4 different versions, not full versions, but because every time I think I've come up with something good and it's pretty good, I go, oh, I forgot this or I forgot that. And then let me do it this way. Let me do it that way. But I think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put the Fran Tarkin information down on spreadsheets, and then I can mod teams for people if they want. It won't, and you could just, it's a very fun game. It's what they call it was ahead of its day. I guess there was a Vince Lombardi type game similar to that.
Mhm.
And it's ahead of its day at the time. It's an offensive play calling game. They didn't rate players, they rated a play.
Mhm.
So if a team ran the ball well, it doesn't matter who you have in your first, second, or third string. They said this play is an 8. I modded it where I actually went through players' stats and went,
Mhm.
no, this guy's not an 8. The starter's an 8. He might even be a 9. I use Pro Football Reference.
Mhm.
And I do it all by, I have no formula set up. I just look and I go, this is what that is. So it takes a little time, and then for a backup, you look, it's basically yards per carry. You know what? He's below the league average, but this team does run the ball well, so he'll be a 7. You see what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's scientifically perfect, but it comes out. The one thing I was talking with Uncle Ron offline. The one thing a game does not, PC or carded dice cannot take into account, and I learned this from trying to make the 1958 Giants, who lost in the championship game to the Colts, greatest game ever played. That's one of the things, right?
Yeah.
The Giants really are a good team, but they didn't do anything special. I thought maybe they had more turnover, you know what I mean? Like had more interceptions in front. No. They just somehow won. And you can't give them, like, I'm looking at their offensive numbers, right? Baltimore is hands down the much better team. And when I did a half, Fran Tarkin, it was a blowout, and I'm like, there's no way the Giants are coming back. And I never finished the second half because there's just you can't take. Here's my question, Chris and Philip, and anyone in the chat. So for the New York Giants, because I was making the 1958 season because I'm fascinated by it, even though no one would ever buy my 1958 season. That's not even the point. I was just making it, right? How do you rate like I looked at all the stats. I used it, and I'm sitting there going, they're a good team, but you're like, the Browns had better offensive numbers. The Brown, and they beat the Browns 3 times that year. How, I don't know.
Defense.
3 times they beat the Browns with Jim Brown, right?
Defense.
But their defense is good. It's not outstanding. It's good. It's good.
What I think would be
But how do you incorporate the intangible? Do I bump up things because of their wins? I think that's what I would have had to bump up stuff. But the ratings, 1 through 10 numerical ratings when it comes to plays and defense stuff.
I think it would be interesting to see a rematch between the Cleveland Browns and the Denver Broncos for that.
Oh, that'd be a fun one.
That'd be an interesting one for
the 3.
the PC especially for PC football.
Yeah.
Hi, Todd.
The thing. Hello, Todd B. The thing with Fran Tarkin football, though, you just have to. Again, that game's made in the '60s. So if a team went with 3 wideouts, I don't even call. I just say they're thrown to the wideout.
Right.
You just assume that. I just assume you have to let your imagine. You're going to assume the defense has enough defensive. And then again, I just put the defensive cards down. And I roll a dice to determine what defense is called. And the Stratomatic basketball had a black die, an X, and a D. And the way I played Fran Tarkin, if you haven't seen it, I also roll that die. If a D comes up, that means the defense has the right call. If an X comes up, it's a base defense. So it kind of makes it we're not.
And it's really tough since they don't rate the defenses for the teams and they only rate the offenses. It's really
no, they do rate the defense.
Oh, they do. Okay,
but
it's a matchup out of it.
Yes, so it goes up or down by whatever, +1, +2, -1,
That's right. Okay.
Yeah, but what I did, my other thing I started to do was rate run defense and pass defense because some teams are better.
Right.
But it's a fun game, and again, what I'd like to do eventually, I like to get it on. I started to do it on spreadsheet, and I just like if you wanted, I could email you and say, here's this. Oh, you like the Browns? Here, I modded this. I made them to the best of my ability. Here it is.
Right.
And if you're playing, because Chris played. He did another wonderful one the Stratomatic card and dice football, which that is real difficult to play by yourself. That would be my opinion on that game.
I learned. I cut my teeth on APBA football growing up, and in order to make it realistic, it had guidelines what kind of defenses to call in what situations, and every once in a while you're going to override that. But I learned at a very early age to divorce myself from what I would really like to have. Oh, they're going to call the ground defense, and I'm doing the long bump. That's not how they played football.
Right. You have to have.
Yeah.
That's because when I started to get away from my football game I started to think more solo play.
Mm-hmm.
And then I actually came up with a pretty interesting system where it's actually all dice rolls. It's just, you can get a percentage of what a defense is and say, this is what they're going to call. They're going to be right. Excellent. You're not, if there's 3 wideouts on the field, the defense ain't going to play a 4-3. They're just not. They're going to put enough nickel. You're going to put a nickel back out there, so on and so forth. So, but it's tough developing a game. So it's interesting. Like when Anthony from Bleacher Bums Gaming, he did the boxing game. To me, is absolutely wonderful. Wow, I love it.
Awesome.
The only thing
Rob's here.
Did was put the fighters' pictures on the blank side.
Well, that would be really cool, but it would be more expensive. And he tried to keep the price point down, which he's done a marvelous job. That would be, I tell you what, that would be cool. That would be, if would be interesting. That's a good point. If someone wanted to pay more to do that with at least the top fighters, that would be fun. That would be cool. But the game, it's so much fun to sit there and say, I can have Ray Mancini fight Sean O'Grady when they never fought. And, I can do that in my PC title bout. I can do that with my title bout 2 on the PC. But nothing like Glory Days box. You roll the dice, and there's something about just rolling those dice and looking at the results and just using your imagination. So. But anyway, and I think, like Chris was saying, we have to stop being, again, everyone's entitled to their opinions, but let's be more positive. We're trying to be positive and grow the community and the genre. So,
yeah.
But.
Rob can't join us. He's got to get up at 5 o'clock. I don't know exactly why. I guess he might be going fishing or something.
Don't fall in.
Hey, and I see that we have Pedal to the Metal Dave Little here with us.
Yep.
I mean,
I love Dave Little's wrestling.
Oh,
you know what else he does? I'll tell you what
great.
He does his journey with my terminology. His journey with Jesus.
Yeah,
I've been enjoying those videos tremendously.
I haven't watched one of those yet, but I did notice
they're very enjoyable. I like them. So
yeah, I need to check.
Contrary to popular belief, I'm not a heathen.
Good evening, Dave.
We're gonna convert Al after all.
I don't need to be converted. I'm there already, my friend. But I would like to see red, white, and blue racing from our good friend Chris. That'd be
we need some more fishing sims.
Oh my God, there's a game there's a game on Steam. It's a fishing game. I should get that. It's free. I should just download it and play it for ha-has.
Well,
I was the world's worst fisherman.
When I was talking to Rob the other day, I told him, I said, Play needs to create a bass fishing tournament game for him.
Rob, have a good night, man.
Take care, Rob.
Take care, Rob. Good to see Mr. Dave Little here.
Yep.
This is the guy that has the current streak to beat in Pedal to the Metal, passing 8 cars in one race. So I don't even think they do that
Take
well.
Care, Julian.
I don't even think they do that well in the NASCAR.
That's a fun. Do you have the fictional set, Chris? And
no, I don't have the Scram. I had thought about getting it, but man, I'm just having so much fun with the guys that I grew up watching.
Yep.
races,
have
especially 80s and 90s. I love it. I don't need to go anywhere else.
So
I've got
that's
2000s. I have Pioneers. I have 70s. So I've got
you got your sweet spot. You got your
Yep.
sweet spot.
I've got the scram. I'm going to go to my print shop at work, and I'm going to print out the Scramature 19 set, the Scramature 18 set, and I've got the 2014 International set. I think is what it is. It has in it actual like international race courses.
I just find that I've watched Anthony play the game. I've watched Rob play the game. I've watched a few other people play the game. It just looks fun. You know, it looks fun. Yeah, I used to have that. I had the zip cars.
Yeah, I don't think well, we might have.
The electric racers. How many times did I fly that off the side? Good God.
If you want to see what Pedal to the Metal is, check out Rob's channel and look at the YRL Season 2. And after about 2 or 3 videos, you'll understand what we're talking about.
It's a cool little modification where if he rolls a 6 on the race cam results, instead of it being a duel for these short races, it's Pedal to the Metal, and he rolls 2d20 to determine which driver is going to be doing this, and then he rolls odd or even to see if somebody is going to draft, the driver behind him is going to draft along or let him go by himself.
Cool.
And then he rolls his gas pedal check. If he passes it, he passes the guy in front of him. Rolls his gas pedal check, passes the next guy. Keeps going until he fails to roll his gas pedal check.
Yeah, Dave had 8 of those in a row.
Yeah, 8 of those in a row.
Rob rolled 8 in a row.
Yeah,
he went 3s or less in a row.
Wow. With a 20-sided die.
On a 6. On a D6.
Okay, wait. I'm going to try this. What do I have to roll?
3 or less.
Okay.
3 or less. No, actually, it's 4. Yeah, 3 or less. That's right.
Okay, so I'm not going to cheat. I'll tell you. You're not. Okay, so actually, I'll just do it later. 6. I'm out already.
Okay.
I'm
done. You're not going
anywhere. 3 or less, 8 times in. My God.
Yep.
4. That's 2. Okay, I got a 2. That's 1. I got a 3. I'm 2 for 4. 3 for 5. I got a 1. 4 for 6. 4 for 7. 1 more. 5 for 8. But wow, 8 in a row.
8 in a row. Yeah, I had those orange tracks as well.
Oh, I had the Hot Wheels, and you had that yep, and it would, and then it had the loop. I used to love that.
Oh.
Bleacher Bums Gaming in the house. Our good friend Anthony, creator of Glory Days Boxing.
Tony, right?
Yep.
Anthony.
Anthony.
Oh, that's Anthony. Yeah,
yep.
Anthony,
do you want to do that thing Sunday?
What are you doing Sunday?
I have to wait to see if he wants to do it.
Oh.
Okay, bad joke of the day. You guys ready?
Yes, I love bad jokes of the day.
Bad joke of the day. Why does Peter Pan fly everywhere?
He's a fairy.
Demonetized.
Okay. We're going to cleanse our palate, and I'll ask again. Why does Peter Pan fly everywhere?
Because he's a fairy. No,
because he never lands.
He never lands.
Oh, that is a bad joke.
I thought mine was better.
Fairies fly.
Why did the strawberry call 911?
Why does a strawberry call? Because Strawberry Shortcake's going to eat it?
No, because he was in a jam.
Oh.
Jeez.
Yeah, go with fairy.
Anthony says go with fairy. The HR monkey has just arrived. He wants to say, what did we do? Anyway. But
same time, same time.
yeah, Anthony's been playing Bleacher Bums Gaming. The Ferguson Jenkins replay I'm enjoying a lot on his channel, and he's also been playing a lot of inside pitch and payoff pitch.
Yeah, I do have a question for him. Is there a sports game that he's working on, a new sports game that he's working on developing?
I believe when we were
talking about it last year, baseball
college,
game, wasn't it?
but he also a college. He'll answer, but I believe his next one's a college football game.
Oh,
but he'll answer that.
Yeah, college football. Yeah.
Did he say again? It doesn't come up. Oh, yep, college football,
yeah,
which is going to be cool
for me.
Is it Anthony? Is it going to be the same concept, off the card kind of thing, or sheet? Because that's the beauty of Glory Days boxing. I'm not enthralled with a lot of charts, but that being said, if you like a game with charts, that's fine. Mm-hmm. It's just not my thing.
D. Scott Howard.
D. Scott Howard's here. All right.
Hey, I need to talk to him because he won my board, the game board for Red, White, and Blue Racing because he came in first.
DSH, do you play Red, White, and Blue Racing?
Oh, cool. If you can just, I just read in the chat, Anthony just said he spoke with Joe last week, and he's cool with another baseball game added to because Anthony's baseball game. Go back and check. He did the '78 Yankees and Red Sox. It plays like Glory Days boxing, meaning everything comes off the card, and you might go to that one rare result chart. And Anthony has a cool rare result chart. It's like batter gets hit by pitch, brawl ensues, bloodshed. It's awesome.
Well, what we were talking, me and Chris were talking about the Red, White, and Blue Racing.
Phil told me about that, and I was surprised that Phil Avalon had gone to such a dark place. Super rare results, unlucky 13, driver dies.
Are you serious?
Dead serious, dude. Check
I was like, wow.
I don't know if I would have went there.
Driver dies. Wow.
Anthony says football game will be very similar to boxing in terms of mechanics. Beautiful. I love that. I love what I love about that game. It is the mechanics of it. Again, everything off the card, and you check a few charts. His Glory Days boxing is to me was so quick to pick up. Again, I'm a big boxing fan, so I get really excited about it. But yeah, I just like it.
I think he could do a wrestling game using the Glory Days boxing mechanics.
Well, that was another one he was going to do. Anthony's going to be spitting out games before you know it, and we're going to all have them, and they're fun.
Oh, I know.
I'll tell you one thing. You talk about wrestling games, and there's a free one on that. It's a good game. So if you it's actually Dave Little plays Legends of Wrestling. Rob plays Legends of Wrestling. Mm-hmm. Sports Time Machine plays another wrestling game that I also have on the PC, which is fun. But there's a free one on the Field of Dreams site. And what's it called? Chris's Wrestling or something like that. But I have to tell you, I never thought you could have fun playing a card and dice wrestling game. Man, you roll those dice. I put a few streams up on that and a couple of different wrestling games. And you just use your imagination and you call it like a radio. And I can see it. It's just so much fun.
Rob has what's that? Rob has the one with the big cards.
Legends. I think Dave Little has the same one.
Yeah.
And that's fun.
They also have RHO, the Rings of Honor wrestling thing.
And I think also Rob has doesn't he have Face to the Mat from Play.com?
Yeah.
Yes.
Rob has Face to the Mat.
And Devin has that too.
Right. Yep.
He hasn't done his women's wrestling in a long time though. We need that back.
Wendy Richter in the Fabulous Moolah.
We will. Will we ever see Glow Wrestling Tournament with Blake? Ask Devin. Devin will do it.
Yep.
Another like wrestling thing that would be great for somebody to come up with would be the Bow Dog or the UFC matches.
Well, before my what the hell was that? I had that video game where I made FOC members,
Yeah.
wrestling, the Legends of Wrestling, and then the game crashed, so I lost everything. What the hell was that game called? I forgot. But
I was watching you do that. I
Yeah.
can't remember what it was called. Yeah.
but it was so much fun because I just would sim it and I would call the match, and we were bad guys. And it was hilarious because our first match, I think, was Andre the Giant against 4 FOC members, and we pummeled the crap out of him. Hit him with a chair again. But that was fun. So I own Face to the Mat also. I use the book sometimes, but I don't play the actual game much. Well, everyone has their own. Now, have you ever played the History Maker baseball or anything like that, Chris? Any of those type of games besides the race game? Because that's them, right? The race game's them.
Correct. No, because of, and quite honestly, I want to tell you, if he comes out with a basketball game, I do want to get that because it's going to be a shorter game than any other basketball game I've had, and he's working on it. The reason I haven't hit it with History Maker Golf or baseball or second season football or anything like that is the price point. $50 for the game and 2 sample teams.
That's high.
And I guarantee just watching other people play them, they're great games. But it's priced out for me where I can get 2 or 3 seasons for another game that I already have and enjoy and know how to play.
Yeah. And that's an important thing because I like to try stuff too, but I still buy I buy a lot of strap because I know the game. I can sit there and play the game.
Well, with the golf, you have to buy the game, then you have to buy the players, and then you have to buy the courses. So there's three different aspects of that game that you have to buy. It winds up being almost $80.
The one game that I looked at was a soccer game because they had the
soccer class.
Yeah. And then, but when I looked at, again, the price point's not bad, but then I'm like, I could use that money to get, you know what I mean?
It's something that you already know and enjoy, that you already also know you enjoy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't doubt it because I've watched people play it, and Keith makes some really good games. I've got Fury Football. Fury Football was inexpensive enough, and I enjoy playing that game. It's a quick, easy. It's not a sim. It's beat it out in a 20-yard field. It's great.
Didn't he recently add a team to that Fury Football?
He did 2 other additions, and then I think he's added 2 more 4-team sets in the last year because this came out holiday 2018. And at that point, he had Fury Football, and then he had with 4 teams, and then he had 2 more 4-team sets. I think he's added 1 or 2 more in the interim.
Yeah. It was Fire Pro Wrestling. I actually do still have it on the PlayStation, but with everything that went on with personal stuff, I wasn't able to create. I'm going to try to recreate all the wrestlers I made and add. It was just easier on the PC. And D. Scott Howard and he says myself and Ken Castro retired as tag team champs.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
I tell you the best match though. There were a lot of fun matches when ID Gesture. Was it against George the Animal Steel? I can't remember. Oh, it was great. That was fun.
Well, I think ID Jester is going to wind up coming out with a Aliens versus Axis war simulation game. Is my guess. As much as he plays those 2 type games.
Oh, it's great. If you've never seen ID play Warframe, it's hilarious. He just goes in and annihilates everything. He's so good at it. It's hilarious.
And I'm still wondering if he's found that cot hidden in the game yet.
Oh, and what was the one you were playing, Al? Cannolis?
Oh, that's a great game. Guns Goring. I'm still stuck on the last part.
Yeah.
Guns Goring. That is a fun side scroller, but it's so much fun. See, you shoot a lot, but they made it fun. It was like really fun. Dave. You know, take care, Dave. And that's a fun game. I like Guns Goring Cannoli.
Yeah.
I find myself playing those. It has to be for me to play a shooter like that. I want some amusement. It's got to be funny. That being said, I will be getting Zombie Army 4 when it's come out. Here's this is not sports related, but it's game related. So I have Steam, and I like Steam because you can get games if you want fairly reasonably priced. So
it has Fortnite, doesn't it? I think.
Everyone has Fortnite.
I know.
PlayStation. I don't play. I hate that game.
Yeah.
Kids love that game.
Oh yeah.
I've played it 3 times and won all 3 times.
Good for you. I was
But there's, you know,
on Steam. So I was looking forward to the 4th version of this zombie game, right? It's not going to be on Steam for a year. You have to go on this other platform that has the exclusive for it. I'm like, oh, come on, really?
Yeah.
And it just, why? Because they bought the exclusive right now. That stinks, but whatever. I'll wait. You know what? I'll wait for it to come on Steam. I'll wait. I'll play. I bought Strange Brigade on PC, which I already had on the PlayStation, because I was going to get the 3 downloads, right? And because it was on sale, I bought the whole game at what it would have been more to buy the 3 downloads on PlayStation. So I'm going to bring that back. People used to like.
Oh my gosh. I just remembered what it was that drew me to your channel, Al.
Me yelling.
You yelling while you were playing Battlefront.
That was fun.
Yes, it was. That's what drew me to your channel. I had totally forgotten that.
Do you remember how many times that guy, there was this one player, I don't know how many times, Battlefront, it was a demo, because we were talking, it was a demo. We were playing Battlefront, and that was actually kind of fun, and Axis and Allies, awesome game.
They wanted to see what I had on the shelf, so let me.
Yeah, go ahead.
Quick little tour there. Axis Allies, Dark Tower, Catan, Avalon Hill, D-Day, and Battle of the Bulge. Founding Father, great game about Constitutional Convention. And we got Fortress Europa, Faction 5, 1776, Blackbeard, the original one, Squad Leader, Cataclysm of Second World War, Space Empires, Pandemic.
Oh, wow.
Labyrinth, Stone Age, which we also call Scrump Hut, because that's one of the things you can do in a game.
Is Dead Winter a zombie game?
Yes, it is. And dude, it is. I'll tell you what, I'm going to find a link for a video to watch that to see how it plays, but it is a fantastic game. I get so into it, and everyone is like, why are you so intense playing this game? Dude, it's
how does it play?
You are survivors and you have your colony.
But is it like a I've seen some of the cards, like, cards.
There are some cards with items, also events that may happen, and also each turn you have something that you have to be able to find at different locations, like enough food or enough gas.
So there's a board. Is there a board? There's a board with it?
Yes, there is. I'll find a link for a video and I'll put it in here, so that way if anybody who wants to watch it can check it out.
Cool.
And that was Fury of Dracula, by the way. 4th printing. Todd, Fury of Dracula.
Oh gosh.
Now, how's that game?
I played it once, and as long as you have a proactive Dracula, not one that's just trying to hide the whole game, but one that's actually hiding the whole game and popping up and going, kill. It's a pretty good game. It is. It really is a good game.
Cool.
Yep.
I never heard of that one. So
what's that Will Wheaton show that
was Tabletop.
Tabletop.
And that's the video I'm going to put on there.
Wasn't that on the Tabletop, where they had a group 4 people playing it?
Had Dodger Lee, Ashley Johnson, and also Grant Imahara from.
I love that, and it's like, why did they stop doing those things?
Geek and Sundry, they did it for 4 years, and then Will Wheaton came up with other things that he was doing, and other things started to come to the forefront because they're doing Game the Game, which is pretty much the same thing with a different hostess. Then, of course, they started to branch out. Matt Mercer and all the voice actors are doing their D&D game at home, and they were like, why don't you come in and film it and let's watch it? And he's like, who's going to watch 4 hours of people sitting around playing Dungeons and Dragons? And here we are.
People.
5 years late. 5 years later, and they're still doing it. They actually have gone and created their own channel, Critical Role, and that's my Thursday night TV. That's my Thursday night TV.
So Anthony, I don't know if you saw it, Chris. Anthony asked, "Will you do a Dead Winter video?" Take care, Anthony.
All right, Anthony. It's
Thanks,
something
Anthony.
perhaps in the future. Again, it's making videos is a lot of work,
Okay.
But there are some games that I do at some point want to get on the channel, like how to play and everything. Maybe not gameplay, but instructional stuff. But there are some great videos out there for all of these games that I've got here if you want to learn how to play them. And if anyone has any questions, I'll be more than happy to point them in the right direction.
How goes your gaming night with your family and friends?
It's going well. It's kind of slow during the holidays and everything, but it goes well. We still get together. We roll games.
What was the game of choice more often?
We play Stone Age a lot.
Mm-hmm.
We'll always break out Catan in a heartbeat.
A lot of people like that. I've never played it. I've heard good things about it.
It's a great game. When we feel like sinking about 4 hours into it, we'll play Space Empires, because that takes a while.
Did you play Munchkins?
Yeah, we've got Munchkins over here. There I go.
That's a game that I want to play that I've never played though.
Got Munchkins up here. The Resistance, Code Names.
I know that
Desert.
I know that Munchkins is going to come out on the Switch soon.
So what is Munchkins about? I'm tell me.
Munchkins is you start with a character, which is you. You're human. You're male. Then you can have a race, so you can change to dwarf or elf. Then you can get a class, so you can become a rogue or a cleric. Then you get weapons and everything, and then you begin to defeat monsters. And if you get a monster that's too strong, you can ask for help, and then you can get treasures, and then you level up, and the first one that gets to level 10 wins the game.
Similar, so it's sort of like a Dungeons and Dragons.
D&D Light, I guess you could call it.
It's a D&D game, basically.
Yeah, D&D Light. It's based on the same stuff, but it's really cool when you've got a game where you have an item that gives you a +3 bonus in a battle, the giant pantyhose of strength. Dude.
Okay.
And there's also another one in there. +1 attack bonus, dead chicken.
Dead chicken.
The explanation, just because. Dude, it's a little game that doesn't take itself seriously at all, and
that's so good. That makes the game fun. So Chris plays Dungeons and Dragons. Philip, I believe, plays Dungeons and Dragons. He just said he had 15.
I've tried it. I almost got in with Chris and his group, and I almost got back in when I was in high school. I've not got past like level 1 with a character, so
that's not a difficult thing to do. The difficult thing to do was the software we were using. I mean, if we were sitting around a table, it'd be a piece of cake. It'd be a piece of cake. Yeah, if we were just sitting around a table.
They've never really. You think they'd make a video game of it? Meaning you'd play it just like Dungeons and Dragons, except it's in a PC.
Well, they did.
I know they have that thing on Steam, like the helper
Baldur's Gate and stuff.
But
Sega Genesis created a Dungeons and Dragon video, and it was like Phantasy Stars, almost like a Phantasy Star or a Final Fantasy 15 or something.
Well, I mean, Diablo is quote unquote like Dungeons and Dragons, but I mean, literally Dungeons and Dragons. You roll dice. They should make a game, literally, just like they do with Strat PC Baseball, Dungeons and Dragons. And I think if they did that, well, people who like Dungeons, but for me, I would be able to learn it better. And then I'd be, oh, I get it. Now I can do this,
The tough thing is finding a local game, because everybody wants to play online, and then you've got to learn a software and you've got to be familiar with it. It is hard to find a local game if you're not in a major metropolitan area. I've been looking for another game at Dover. I'm 35 miles south of Dover in Milton. And it's just trying to find something.
Yeah, but just think, if a zombie apocalypse starts, it's going to be the major metropolitan centers that get whacked first.
Hey, I know Cincinnati's the best place to be, because Mark Twain said that, if the end of the world comes, Cincinnati won't know till the next day. We all get an extra day.
So, how did your Dungeons and Dragons group go, Chris? Were you able to get that off the ground?
We did a few sessions. We need to get back to it, but basically, the party consists of an elven sorcerer who is played by Ethan, a human wizard who was played by my friend Mark, a dragonborn barbarian who is played by my friend Wolfie, and Ron plays a tiefling or a devil-looking cleric.
So who's the dungeon master?
Me.
Oh, you're the dungeon
When
master.
we do it, I'm the DM.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, it's another tough thing. It's a
do you
lot
find
of work.
I was just
It's
gonna
a
say,
lot of work.
do you find that fun being the dungeon master?
I do. Because when I'm doing
Why?
it,
Tell
when
me.
I'm doing it,
Yes.
everybody has their one character to play. I've got hundreds of characters to play.
Because you're playing all the bad guys.
And all the good guys. I mean, Abel at the store at the local tavern. He's come on in. What can I get for you this evening? And then you've got Wylea, the old human cleric at the church in town, and she's, well, I was hoping that we may be able to come to some sort of resolution here.
Would you like something? Please lay down. No, your money's no good here, but you know what you must do. An old woman needs loving too.
I mean, that Big Bang Theory episode where they're playing Dungeons and Dragons.
I think we should go now, Chris. This lady's nuts.
Someone would be like,
okay, the door. We're leaving.
I want to take over and I want to steal that candelabra, and I'm like, well, you can try.
What's for theirs?
That's funny.
And that's what Dungeons and Dragons is. You've got a character sheet in front of you, a character that you've created that if you have enough time, you can invest yourself in and really try to grow it. And what the Dungeon Master's job is, he is a liaison between your character sheet and what you want to do and the rules.
Because I remember
what you want your character to do, and he finds the rule that best fits the situation to help you succeed.
Because I remember when ID Gesture was talking about that, it's like you're the director. You try to keep everything on schedule, and I just thought it was interesting. So I wanted to get your take on it.
No. There's just as an example, Critical Role, because I watch it. Matt Mercer had this huge pirate ship chase in the boats, and he had special abilities for everybody. And it was going to be on a huge map that they'd gotten from Dwarven Forge. And it was going to be an hour and a half, 2 hour long thing. And he'd spent a few hours writing all this stuff for it. And Taliesin Jaffe is like, I'm going to cast Move Water. So he shoved the ship against the reefs.
Boom, dead, gone. We win.
That was the end of the whole encounter. That was the end of the whole
2
encounter.
hours? I think not.
Yeah, Matt Mercer jokingly, he's like, well, it's okay. I don't need all this stuff that I spent 7 hours working on this week. They're like, oh, I'm sorry. He's like, no, it's awesome.
No, it's okay. It's all good. So he didn't. Yeah, exactly. 7 hours, huh? 7 hours. Watch this. Boom.
Dungeons and Dragons is a game where you spend 5 minutes walking for 3 days and 3 hours in a 30-second fight.
And the thing with the thing that I have a hard time with Dungeons and Dragons myself is, the storytelling, but trying to comprehend it up here.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on?
When I watched them do it with ID Gesture, it was a lot of fun to me, because to me it was like live theater. And I was just enjoying it.
But just when I get the opportunity, I'll sit down and I'll write stuff out and everything. I mean, even dialogue for some NPCs that I've come up with. And one thing that I picked up from somebody was in your description, I mean, trying to come up with tangible things. Tell them what they smell. Tell them how the air feels. Is it damp? Is it dry and scratchy? I mean, really try to work stuff in so that way they're imagining physical responses.
But that's you as the dungeon master giving the scenery,
the setting, the scene.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you are in a way a director. Maybe it's my wrong terminology of using the word.
It's kind of like I'm the palette, and then they take the paint and go, and then it's my job to clean it up afterwards.
Philip doesn't want to talk about paint. Philip does not want to talk about paint today. I know.
I just painted this week.
If you missed it earlier. Philip does not want to talk about paint.
Got it. Understood.
No, I'm just kidding. Well, that's just interesting because I really did enjoy when you guys did that.
I really would love to do it again. I'm ready. I'm looking for doing some DMing myself, but looking for play. And I really so much would love to just find something that I can just sit there and I found that for role-playing games, whether it's D&D or anything else, I get a character. I can invest myself in that character within the first session or two, but I never get the opportunity to go much beyond that. And I really am looking for a long-term relationship with the character.
Because I know they're around here. They have like they used to. I think they still have. Like people get together and play like once a week or twice a week.
They have something called Adventurers League, which is a setup thing, and I tried it once or twice at Born to Game south of Dover, and it's not my cup of tea at all.
No,
it really isn't. No, it's very impersonal. It's not intimate. And I went a couple of times. I went the first time, and I was like, I'll go back a second time just to make sure.
Yep. I hear you. Yep.
And
was it? No, hey, you got to try.
Yep.
So, your friends who you do the D&D with, they always make you the dungeon master?
Well, I do for this. We've got other games that we play, and we're an ADHD gaming group. We'll do like 4 or 5 sessions on something, and then
let's move on to the next.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm the same way. Mm-hmm. Let's start a new tournament, Al. It's not like you don't have enough already.
New project.
So, what else? Well, let me see. I wish I could have gotten into Dungeons. When I was younger, I couldn't grasp the concept. You know what I mean? I was like,
what is your favorite character, Al? Just any character. What is your favorite? What would you love to play in a role-playing game? What would you love to play in a role-playing game?
So I'll do it off a video game because that's okay. Because I like Guns, Gore, and Cannoli. I like that guy. He's funny. Mm-hmm. He's a fun character. I liked Strange Brigade because it was funny.
Oh yeah, Strange Brigade was good. Yeah.
Yeah, and I can't get past that. We literally got to the end, Chris. I've tried to beat that offline. I almost did it a week. Was it 2 weeks ago? Yeah. I was close. I just wanted to win, right? And because no one wants to watch me struggle for an hour of getting killed in the same spot over and over again, you know.
I love listening to that every once in a while. It's so entertaining. You've no idea.
You want to hear a good one?
17 walks. I'm in.
Oh my God, that was mind numbing. Do you remember I was pitching to contact on top of it? I'm like, how do you walk a guy pitching to contact? I'm like, just throw the ball over the.
Yep.
I'm not saying go back to look, but you're talking about like, I was playing the first Guns, Gore, and Cannoli, and there's a part you go in the sewer system and you fight Godzilla Rat. It's this huge freaking rat. Mm-hmm. And I finally killed it. And I'm laughing and I'm like, I got you, you bastard. I got you. And I didn't see like the little minion rat. And I was just worried about to walk and he killed me. I was like, I had to start all over again. I was like, and it took me another hour and a half to beat that thing because I refused to go to bed.
D. Scott Howard, did you know a little fun fact about Gary Gygax, the creator of Dungeons and Dragons, with the multi-sided dice, polyhedral dice like a D20 and everything? He played Strat. That's where he got the idea of a 1 in 20 opportunity, a 5% opportunity, and that's where a lot of D&D came from, was from dice probabilities from a Strat player.
So when did D&D actually start? Because give me the history, because I don't know anything about it.
It started in 74. That's when Gary Gygax came out with it. And it was basically 3 small pamphlets with very low circulation. And it hit a couple of comic stores, and it took off like wildfire because there was nothing like it. And he was not ready for it.
I'll tell you,
it came out with advanced D&D in 77, then it just went from there.
And I think that's why Dark Tower was so popular in the day, because it was, to me, the idiot-proof Dungeons and where I could play Dungeons and Dragons in a way. You know. Oh, you missed it. He showed it.
Yeah, I showed it. Dice box of holding.
How many in there, Chris?
I dropped one. What was it? 380 or something like that?
Yeah, something like
Now,
that.
390, 395. About 395.
Do you have all different dice, or are they all 20-siders?
20,
No, they're all different
12,
dice.
10s, percentiles, 8s, 6s, 4s.
What do you use? What would you use the for? You know, there's one that's a triangle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pyramid. That's a D4. That would be like for a dagger or just hand-to-hand combat, like a punch.
In Dungeons and Dragons.
Actually, the punch, that would be just your strength modifier, whatever your strength stat is. Like if your strength is a +3, if you punch somebody, then you do +3 damage, depending on what your strength is.
Again, just get back to Dungeons and Dragons because it fascinates me, and I don't know the history of it, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
So 1974, the gentleman who I already forgot his name, I apologize.
Gary Gygax.
Gary Gygax creates Dungeons and Dragons based off his playing of Stratomatic, or he comes up with the probabilities of.
He was a war gamer, and they wanted a fantasy war game, and he was able to employ his knowledge and familiarity with dice probability due to playing those games and put them into Dungeons.
Now here's my next question. There's no board with Dungeons and Dragons. You make your own. Was there a board? Or was there a map?
No, you pretty much make your own map.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So
or buy a map.
Right. So when he basically gave away a free game, sort of, right?
I'm not sure because I'm not big on the history of D&D myself. I'm not sure.
When you play, when you play. Oh, go ahead, Philip. I'm sorry.
I said, isn't there like a history of D&D on YouTube, YouTube video type thing?
I'm sure there is.
It probably is. You can find a history of everything.
Yeah.
Cockroach racing, you can find it on YouTube. So when you play Dungeons and Dragons, I guess this is the question I'm getting at. What did you buy dice, and you have to get some sort of pamphlet with the rules, I guess.
Right.
All you need in order to play Dungeons and Dragons is it's good to have a set of dice.
Yeah.
It's good to have a pencil with an eraser.
Yeah.
If you're just starting, they'll probably have character sheets there so you can fill them out.
Yeah.
If need be, they'll probably have plenty of dice, so they can lend you dice for a session or two until you get your own. You don't need to buy the player's handbook in order to start, but generally most people would do that so that way they can familiarize themselves with the rules after a few sessions if they like it and continue to play. All you really need is best to start out with is a $5-6 set of dice off Amazon, a couple of number 2 Fort Ticonderogas, and a great imagination and an open mind.
So see, that's my point. I was trying to get at was he created Dungeons and Dragons, but really, maybe he did make money off of it. But hey,
on a regular basis, we all create Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes.
Whenever we play, we continually recreate Dungeons and Dragons, I should say.
The funny thing, the interesting thing to do would be for Chris to create a game that uses all 390 dice in one turn.
It's one mighty roll.
Hold on. In Critical Role Season 1, probably about episode 70 or 80 out of 115, there's this one point where they're searching for something in a lake. And Laura Bailey, she's one of the actors on the show. She actually did the female voice of the president in Saints Row 3. And she was in Gears 5. I mean, these are good voice actors. Ashley Johnson, she was the waitress at the end of Avengers. But anyway, she's down, she's looking for something, and she hollers up to Marisha, who is Matt's wife, and says, "Could you come down here and help me look for something?" And Marisha's up on the top of a cliff with her character. She says, "Sure." And she looks at Matt, the DM, and she's like, "Can I just swan dive down there?" And he's like, "You can certainly try," from a 1,200-foot cliff. So she runs, and she does the jump, and she goes. And he's like, "Okay, well, you're coming down," and you realize after about 300 feet, because the cliff isn't like this. It's like this.
You're hitting the side?
You're going to hit the side of the cliff. He's like, "Okay, well, I do whatever it is to push yourself off the cliff at the last second. He says, okay, well, you got far enough out. However, you're headed for the point where you may hit the water, you may hit the bottom. And she gets close to the bottom, and she's like, I turn into a goldfish. I guess thinking that goldfish would be magnetically attracted to the water and she'd be okay. So the goldfish hits the rock. He's trying to figure out how much damage. Now here we're going back to how many dice that you can roll. He said it's too many dice. He said it's too many dice. Because for every 10 foot of fall, you get 1d6 worth of damage. 1,200 foot cliff, that's 120 d6.
It's a lot of math.
363 hit points later, she was dead.
The goldfish didn't work. Dead.
She's like, I thought I would just turn into a goldfish and go into the water. And one of the others is like, but you don't automatically go in the water because you're a fish.
That's something like Aquaman would do, you know?
Or think he could get away with.
Exactly. That's why I hate Aquaman.
Yeah.
Hey, when are they gonna? Did they bring the what is it? What's his one from the Legion of Doom is the Manta? Did they bring Black Manta or whatever into the Aquaman movie?
Black Mantis?
Yeah, the one with the yellow eyes.
That's Black Man. That's
I still haven't watched the Aquaman movie.
I won't watch Aquaman. I won't. Aquaman got beat up by a starfish. I showed you that comic book. Everyone knows he got beat up by a starfish.
We know, Al.
We know. Patrick beat him.
Patrick's dad kicked his ass.
Jeez.
Man.
Well, guys, I hate to cut this, but this is great. I could do this all night, but I got to get up in the morning. I got to go to my landlords to see if I got Whoa Nelly or something waiting in the.
I want to go over now. It's pretty late.
Well, I had to wait till 10:30 in the morning, guys.
He might say, "Whoa, Nelly." Whoa,
Yeah.
Nelly.
What are you doing?
What are you doing here, Philip? Do you know what time it is, Philip?
The
It's time for
door.
you get the hell off my front porch.
There's a door right over there.
Now leave.
I'm going to go to my landlords to see if I got any. I can only go on Saturdays to see if they give me packages because depending on whether it goes to UPS or FedEx will give it to the landlord, and I can't get. The only time I have to go in the check is on Saturdays.
Well, you go do that, Philip. Thank you for having me on. It was a lot of fun. Chris,
you.
always great to see you. Love you, man.
Like I said, I could do this any time.
Chris, we got to have you on Chat with Al, buddy.
Rob, here's the thing. Next time we come on and do this, we'd like you to be on with us.
Absolutely. I'd love to do a chat with Rob. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Well, I already told him when he does the History Maker golf during Masters Week, he has to wear a green
t-shirt,
green jacket.
I mean, watching him do red, white, and blue racing, there's some things I've picked up. Like anytime I have like Todd Bodine or Jeff Bodine in the car, I'm like, it's Todd Bodine.
No Bodine. Bodine doesn't turn.
And
we got trouble in turn 2.
Dave Little's going to have to change his name to Pedal to the Metal Dave. There you go, Dave. You need to change your screen name, Pedal to the Metal Dave.
Well, thank you very much, everyone. Remember to hit that like, subscribe, share.
Hey, we love you guys. God loves you. I love you. These guys love you. And subscribe to everybody's channel. And I hope all your rolls are 1s or 66s in baseball. And
unless you're playing the Yankees as the Yankees.
Hey, the Yankees, the Cards, and the Red Sox could. I'm sorry. I'm not a big Red Sox fan, but Yankees and Cards, I definitely can live without.
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Just remember one thing, everybody. Baby Yoda loves wormwood.
That's right.
Hey,
and Baby Yoda loves to be kind.
I would like to have a Bloodwood cribbage board.
Bloodwood. board, cribbage board. That
Oh, that'd
sounds
be
creepy.
good. That'd
Huh?
be good.
No, it's I
That's
don't
not
know.
that thing, right? Oh, no,
It's a type of wood is
I know.
bloodwood. Yeah. It's dark. It's a dark red. So,
Hey, Chris, you know what we should do? We should get a play. Get 4 or 5 of us, just print up the play and do a play. Wouldn't that be fun?
That'd be awesome.
hey,
That would be awesome.
Right?
that's
Yeah.
that's a that's
Just
on
someone write it up, pass the script around, everybly just read it.
Yeah,
that's-
just read it.
that's on that Will Wheaton's thing as well. They have
You
a
stole my idea again. God damn it.
they have a game like that. I
No, but I mean, literally, we'll pick a play and just do it.
do it. Macbeth.
No, not Macbeth. I had to read Macbeth. A lot of people die in Macbeth. So, all right.
Take care, guys.
Take care. Love you all. Bye-bye.
Guys.